What's the most creative way you've seen someone ruin a greedy person's financial future? I used to work at a small investment firm where one of the senior partners, Greg, had a reputation that made junior employees whisper behind closed doors. He wasn't loud or aggressive, just a smug, manipulative thief in a tailored suit. His favorite move was poaching clients and ideas from junior analysts and spinning them as his own. He'd wait until someone left their workstation, sneak a look at their files, then present the findings like they were his original thoughts in front of the board or high-profile clients. He got away with it for years. Most people were too scared to speak up or too focused on keeping their jobs. But then May joined the firm. May was quiet, sharp, and had this rare ability to spot market shifts weeks before they happened. Nobody knew how she did it, but her projections were almost eerie in their accuracy. Within her first month, she'd already caught the attention of major clients. Naturally, Greg took notice. At first, he tried charming her, inviting her to lunch, asking vague questions about her strategies. When that didn't work, he went back to what he did best, waiting for her to leave her desk, then copying her files behind her back. Within a few weeks, he was presenting her research during meetings like it was his own. And it wasn't just one-off insights. He was pitching entire portfolio strategies based on her work. To make it worse, he was actively sabotaging May's chances of promotion. He told management that she was brilliant when she was on, but unreliable. Claimed she struggled with deadlines and couldn't explain her methods clearly. It was a blatant lie, but enough to make the higher-ups hesitate when her name came up. May knew what he was doing. But instead of confronting him, she played the long game. She started crafting ultra-detailed investment strategies and saving them in her usual folders. Only these weren't real. They looked fantastic at a glance. Sophisticated models, rich with data and projections. On the surface, they looked like gold mines. But buried inside each one were carefully placed flaws, minor calculation errors, timing assumptions that would break under real-world market conditions, or compounding models that looked smart but would self-destruct after a few months. Greg, like clockwork, took the bait. He started pitching May's strategies to his most elite clients. He even bragged about how he'd personally developed a new model that would outperform traditional benchmarks. And for a while, it worked. Those strategies performed well at first. The market was just cooperative enough to make the numbers look good. Greg raked in praise from the clients and smugly strutted through the office like a king. May kept her head down, saying nothing, waiting. 6 months later, it all imploded. The strategies collapsed, clients lost millions, portfolios went underwater, and some clients pulled their accounts altogether. Panic spread fast. Greg tried to cover it up, blaming market volatility, sudden policy shifts, anything but himself. But the losses were too specific, too focused, too strange to be blamed on macro trends. That's when May made her move. At the emergency board meeting, Greg was already sweating, trying to hold the room together. May sat quietly until it was her turn to speak. Then she stood up and calmly presented 2 sets of files, the ones Greg had stolen and the ones she had actually been working on. She showed timestamps, file histories, email drafts. She even presented screen recordings of the models being built. But the clincher? She'd requested IT, months earlier, to install a discrete security camera facing her workstation. She told them it was to protect her proprietary work, because a few clients had asked about her methods. The footage showed Greg clearly accessing her files on multiple occasions without permission. There was no defending it. He was caught, cornered, and exposed. Greg was forced to sell his cars, his vacation home, and even his primary residence to cover legal fees.